Alejo?
No.
What are they doing? What are we doing with Alejo?
Alejo, that's going to be a dismissal. Yeah.
Representing Alejo. You want to waive his appearance, or do you want us to bring him up?
We can waive his appearance.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Eduardo Alejo, 24-00573. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Raleigh on behalf of Mr. Lake.
Okay, today was the date scheduled for a jury trial and a contempt of court hearing. I'm assuming we don't have the necessary witnesses. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. Therefore, the people are able to proceed this morning. I expect the defense to make a motion.
Yes, Your Honor, my motion would be to dismiss this.
Your motion for dismiss is granted without prejudice. Your client, if that means, okay? Additional matters for the record.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Doesn't look like any of the witnesses checked in on any of the final three trials that we run, so in any order that the court wishes to call
Are these
those.
files in order?
They were.
We're not now. I didn't think it out of order. I just got here. I did not see a way. What's going on? Is that this on the docket there? Which one is that? Oh, that's the one. Is the one here?
Did she speak? I'm guessing she's speaking to her client. I know she's here.
I was just wondering if she can take the turn. I just know that she was on a cruise yesterday. That's why I didn't know.
She was here, I saw her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I was like, is she here?
This lady moves around.
Yeah, she does.
She does and lives on a cruise.
She spends her weekends better than I do.
What if I could do?
She's living life. Heria. Who's representing Heria?
I am, Your Honor.
Did you want to waive appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Antonio Heria. This is 18-05847 and 24-01164. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Heria, whose appearance I'm waiting today.
Okay, today was the date and the time scheduled. It was for 2 pre-trials. I believe I have 2 knowledge. Is that accurate?
That's correct, Your Honor. That this defendant has pled guilty to a case in the circuit court. The resolution of these 2 trials was a part of that plea offer in the circuit court. Therefore, people have offered the knowledge as a motion to dismiss.
No objection, Your Honor.
Motion to dismiss is granted pursuant to the agreement. 24-01274.
I'll look into the restitution.
This is another. Any additional matters for the record on these files?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Alejo.
Second pre-trial and maybe do a new house.
Record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Bernard Grier 24-03184 and I have 24-02997.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people on 02997 SM.
Jacob Raleigh on behalf of Mr. Grier.
Mr. Grier was scheduled today for a pre-trial on the file number ending in 3184 and a final pre-trial on file 029997. We have witnesses here on the final pre-trial.
There are no witnesses here on the final pre-trial, Your Honor. Therefore, the people are unable to proceed, and I expect the defense to make a motion.
So our motion would be to dismiss, Your Honor.
Motion to dismiss is granted without prejudice. For you, Mr. Grier, that means that the people do have the right to reissue this charge against you, as long as they do it within the statutory time frame. If the witness is ready to proceed, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions for the court?
So I'm.
The case is dismissed as of today.
Okay.
Okay,
There was no jurisdiction.
okay. As to trespassing, how are we proceeding?
Ordinance, he just needed the intake, which is why it's the.
Oh, okay, got it. This was an ordinance matter, so you just did an intake today.
Well, I have them in our system already, so something must have been done prior.
Okay, so it needs to be reset.
That would be our request.
March 25th at 1:30. March 25th at 1:30. You have any questions for the court today, Mr. Grier?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh, any additional matters for the record?
Yeah.
We'll get you a copy of the dismissal on the other matter in just a moment, okay?
Okay.
Directly in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Gabriel Josiah Jones, 25-00118. Yes, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagle for the people.
Jacob Raleigh on behalf of Mr. Jones.
Jones was scheduled for a final pre-trial today. This is for an assault and battery. You have witnesses?
There's no witnesses present on this matter, Your Honor. Therefore, I expect the defense to make a motion.
So motion is to dismiss.
No, your motion is granted without prejudice. The people can reissue this against you. Do you understand that, sir? Any questions for the court? Additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll get you a dismissal in a moment, sir. No problem. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Billy King, 25-00140. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagle for the people.
Jacob Raleigh on behalf of Mr. King.
Date and time that was scheduled. This is for a final pre-trial child abuse court.
Your Honor, no witnesses are present this morning, and the people are unable to proceed. Therefore, I expect the defense to make a motion.
It's motion to dismiss. Your Honor.
Motion to dismiss is granted without prejudice. The people can reissue this charge against you. Do you understand that? Do you have any questions? Your dismissal in a moment. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Krista Knight, 25-00094. Appearance, please.
Morning, Your Honor, Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Ms. Knight.
Ms. Knight had final pretrial today in a matter for domestic violence. We have witnesses present.
Present this morning, therefore people unable to proceed and I expect dismissal of the motion.
Motion to dismiss.
Motion is granted without prejudice. People can reissue this against you. Do you understand that? Do you have any questions for the court?
Do I just bring my dismissal to JSG?
You're on tether. We'll notify them that you can have your tether removed. You have to go there and they'll take it off.
Okay.
You're all set.
Thank you.
No problem. State of Michigan versus James Frederick Marill, 23-03473. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor, Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Marill.
Mr. Marill had a final pretrial for breaking and entering without owner permission. Witnesses here.
There are no witnesses present this matter, Your Honor, before the people unable to proceed and I expect defense to make a motion.
Motion to dismiss.
Was granted without prejudice. The charges could be reissued against you. You understand that? We'll get your dismissal in a moment. Any questions? You're all set. State of Michigan versus Heria Jackson, 24-03405. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor, Matt Nagel for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Jackson, who is standing to my right.
Okay, Mr. Jackson has a pretrial today. It's domestic violence and malicious destruction of property less than 200. Was there an offer on this?
There's no offer at this time, Your Honor.
Counsel, how do you want to proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd be requesting a final pretrial.
Pretrial April 7th at 8 AM. Jury trial April 28th.
Pretrial April 7th, 8 AM in person at the court. Jury trial April 28th, also in person at the court. Today, Mr. Jackson. For the record, this is Mr. Harry Lewis Jackson III, correct? We'll get you a copy of the notice to appear. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing further.
State of Michigan versus Weston McDaniels, 24-03464. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor, Matt Nagel for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. McDaniels, who's joining us via Zoom. Mr. McDaniels, if you could turn your camera on for us.
Okay, today was the date scheduled for a pretrial. This is malicious destruction of property by a dog.
All right, I don't believe any offers have been extended at this time. Given that, I'd be asking for a final pretrial.
Um,
It can't be because I think my computer was hooked up to this outreach.
Interesting. Let's set for final pretrial then.
That's the. I need a new one.
Take a look at this. Let's set it for a final we set it for a final pretrial. I'll take a look at it.
April 7th at 8 AM, in person at the court.
I'll take a look. This is my case.
You have any questions today, sir? You're muted.
Can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can.
Okay, no, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Nothing further, thank you.
You're all set, sir. We'll see you in person on April 7th.
April 7th at 8 a.m.
Yes, in person.
Yes, ma'am. Will I get a notice in the mail?
You will.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Avani Stitt present.
Let's set that one. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Avani Stitt, please start your video. This is the state of Michigan versus Avani Janias Stitt, 25-00165.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mrs. Stitt.
Okay, Ms. Stitt needs to come and get her prints done this week. My understanding is that she said she will come on Wednesday. Is that accurate?
Yes.
If they're not done on Wednesday, I'm going to have to revoke your bond, okay?
Okay.
Okay, this is an animal cruelty to one animal retrial. How are we proceeding on this?
We're gonna be requesting another pretrial date and in a few weeks at least, we can do some further investigation and negotiation on this.
March 31st at 10.
March 31st at 10. Have any questions for the court today, Ms. Stitt?
No.
Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, you're
You're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Owner of the dog, goes through.
State of Michigan versus Matthew Luke Wolf, 23-03207.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Wolf present.
He is not, Your Honor, and I'm not able to reach him.
Who's on the phone? Foster iPhone?
Yes.
What's your name?
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes. Yes, what is your full name?
Foster Pitman.
Okay, thank you. I'll let you look at your warrant. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kelsey Cheris, 24-02909. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
David Riley on behalf of Ms. Charis.
And where is Ms. Cheris?
She is not here, Your Honor, and I have not been able to reach her.
She'll be here. State of Michigan versus John, Scott, and Heather, 24-01274. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Well, hi, Mr. Gordon. What a lovely tan you have there.
It is nice to
Almost
see you,
like-
Judge.
Almost like fresh out the sun.
That could possibly be the
Oh.
situation that we're dealing with this morning.
You look great.
However, I will not either confirm or deny specifically.
Okay, that's great. You look great. Okay, today, I think I just signed something on one of these. What did I do with it? Okay. Okay, as to 24-02693, I have a nollie.
That's correct, Your
An
Honor.
agreement.
That's correct, Your Honor. That's pursuant to an agreement on restitution. It sounds like there's gonna be an agreement to pay the $119.98 restitution on that file as part of sentencing with 1274 SM, and so therefore people would dismiss 2693 SM. Your Honor.
Accurate.
It is, Judge, and Mr. Heather did bring cash for restitution, and as soon as he is informed as to how to go about paying that, he will make that payment today.
Need a restitution sheet.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, so then on file numbers 24-01274, that matter was scheduled for sentencing today. I do have a pre-sentence report. It was prepared on the 25th of February, and you received that and gone over that already.
I did, Judge.
Do we need to make any updates, corrections, or deletions?
Your Honor, on the second paragraph, it indicates that it's about midway through the second paragraph. Mr. Heather claimed to be a licensed medical doctor. What I will indicate to the court is he does not recall doing that. He did pass national boards, but he never took any steps to receive licensure. So he is not a licensed medical doctor, and he does not recall claiming to be one. So we would like that reflected in the report.
Okay, so. He did attend medical school
Yes, Judge.
and residency.
I don't believe he completed residency.
Any other changes?
No, Your Honor, just kind of more of a general Your Honor, I would reserve it for allocation.
Well, you can proceed to allocution if you don't have any other changes.
Thank you, Judge. I do know that there are 4 purposes of sentencing, that being punishment, deterrence, protection of society, and rehabilitation. I spoke with my client, and I don't believe that Mr. Sumter is one to misstate information, but I did speak with my client, and he indicated that he did state that very specifically he admits that it was a conscious decision to take the Pokemon cards. He does note that there was some issues with melatonin that he later learned may have contributed to this, but he takes full responsibility for the decision that he made. With regard to the plea agreement, Your Honor, we would ask that the court does dismiss that second charge or sign the nollie, which I believe it already has. He has brought the payment for restitution on both of the cases. I do know that the maximum sentence is half of the 93-day incarceration and half of the fine. One of the issues that Mr. Heather is running into is he's currently unemployed. However, he is seeking employment at Menards, and I believe it's the Menards in Battle Creek. If the court will allow him, he's going to move to Battle Creek. His parents live in Roscommon, which right now is about 2 hours away. His father is currently in the courtroom and present for support purposes. That is Mr. Heather's main source of support. So see him in the back, in a blue sweater vest. He has been kind of crucial in this entire process of securing representation for Mr. Heather and being a, I guess, support person and person of contact. He doesn't have any jail credit in this case. However, during the pendency of these cases, he was incarcerated in Eaton County. I know that the court sees that he does have prior OWI charges. He was unsuccessfully discharged from probation in that court. However, I do believe that he can be successful on a term of probation in this court. What I do know is that I spoke with both Mr. Heather and his father, and Mr. Heather himself expresses significant remorse for what happened in this case, and it is different from his other charges because it does not specifically have to do with substance use. He is doing what he needs to move forward. He wants to secure employment so that there won't be any issues with him being able to afford what he needs and what he wants. Judge, I would just ask that the court consider adopting the recommendation. I do believe that it's, a short term of probation makes some sense. I believe that he will be successful, and I would ask that the court allow him the opportunity to do that. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Did your client want to make a statement?
Yes, Judge, just a brief.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Your Honor, I do know that it was a terrible thing that I did, and I am truly sorry. And it was an intentional act. I do know exactly what I was doing. And I can honestly say that this will never happen again. I never want to put my support network through anything like this ever again. I do believe that I did some significant damage, and I have repairs to make. I'm ready to do so, and I'm also ready to do whatever Your Honor recommends.
I reviewed the pre-sentence report and the recommendation and your prior criminal history. What concerns me the most is that if someone who's gone to medical school is before me, unemployed, with retail frauds. How did we get here?
It's just a momentary lapse of judgment, and it was a very, very, very bad mistake.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Although I've signed a nollie, doesn't sound like it's a momentary. Sounds like there was more than one alleged incident.
Yes, Your Honor. There was.
But were you employed at the time?
No.
That's why I want to know. How is it and why is it that you're not employed?
It was due to my incarceration. I was a consultant before, and then when I was incarcerated, I lost my.
You lost your employment. What? Okay. The recommendation is appropriate to do a term of probation and you'll be required to get employment as part of that probationary term. The recommendation is for 6 months of probation. I'll adopt that recommendation. While on probation, you have the following conditions. You need to pay restitution on the file number 1274, which my understanding is that you're prepared to pay today. You need to obtain employment and provide verification of that employment. While on probation, you're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, marijuana, or controlled substance unless you have a valid prescription. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not to be at any bars or any nightclubs, and you will be required to submit to random preliminary breath testing and your analysis testing. And you have to pay the cost of that, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about those conditions?
I do not.
There's a $75 crime victim rights fee that will be assessed, plus a $50 state minimum cost that will be assessed. $119.98 will be assessed in association with 24-01274. There's a $30 per month oversight fee for probation that you're responsible for. $180 in oversight. Assessing a $300 fine. Total of $724.98. You'll be able to make monthly payments on that. That balance obviously is going to drop after you pay that $119.98 today, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about fines and costs?
I do not.
Last but not least, there's an advice of rights as to probation. Says you've been placed on a term of probation before the 54A District Court. Your terms are specifically tailored to assess your assessed risks and needs. You do have the option and right to request early discharge from probation once you've completed half the original term ordered by the court. You would have to have complied with all of your conditions, which right now you're just testing, and you are to provide evidence that you're employed. If you do that, after 90 days, you can request early discharge. You would use the court MC 512 code, that's on the court website, or you can get it from your probation officer. If you file to request early discharge, you need to serve a copy of that on probation and on the prosecution's office. The prosecution has 14 days from receipt of that notice to request or to object to your early discharge, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
If your probation officer can also make the request on your behalf. If I set it for a hearing to address your request, you do have the right to hire an attorney. You have hired an attorney in this case. I've never set one for a hearing so far, but yours could be the first, we never know. If that happens, you could hire an attorney to represent you. You do not have the right to court-appointed counsel for such hearing, okay? Do you have any questions about your early discharge rights?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you'll check in with probation downstairs, and we'll also get you to the criminal traffic window to make that payment. And then you'll be all set for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Not for the people.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for seeing the judge.
Same to you.
So,
Mr. Brown, can you approach and get a chance? I didn't miss the room. Okay, let's see, this was Charles. Okay. Did we lose Foster? Let's see, where's Foster? Is he still on there?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
here.
Okay, you can start your video, sir.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. State of Michigan versus, is it state or city? It's probably city. City of Lansing versus Foster Pitman. 23L283301. Mr. Pitman, you owe $192 for a speeding ticket that you look like you defaulted on, but the magistrate gave you an extension until January 14th, but you still have not paid.
Okay. I was actually had a hearing, and I was expected to have another hearing. It was with another judge, which I never had that hearing, or if it was, I was never sent anything, because I was supposed to be able to do payments. But I do want to take care of this so I can move forward.
A hearing for what, sir?
I had a hearing.
Has nothing to do with the speeding. You defaulted. You never even came to the hearing on this. And then you
Okay.
came on December 9th, you came and you saw Magistrate Milmore, and she gave you an extension until the 14th, it looks like, to make the payment of 14th of January. It's now March 3rd.
Okay. I believe I had a confusion, but I understand what you're saying.
You also have a bench warrant, sir. You failed to appear for an arraignment.
Where's that out of?
Right here. It's out of right here. 54
Okay,
District Court.
Okay, and I think we're talking about the same court because when I had the court on the in December, they sent me a letter, just how you guys sent me a letter to do the Zoom call. After that, I was supposed to speak to my attorney or things or whatnot. I was told I will receive text messages. Never received. I reached out in January and text that. I received one message. I text that to ask when my court date and to speak or to try to get a hold of somebody. I never received anything. I didn't receive a piece of paper saying that I had another court date. So I just want to take care of this stuff so I don't have a warrant, and I just want to move forward.
Yeah, off the record. We got to go pull the file.
It's an open intoxicants, January 14th. I'm the attorney on it. I sent my usual.
Yeah, you're lucky your attorney is here, actually, and she reached out to you, but I'm sure you didn't respond to her.
Yeah, where did she reach out?
The text message or the phone number you provided at your arraignment to my office.
The day of court, I received one text message that day, and then after that, I didn't receive it anymore. I still, I can actually go back in my listening because I reached out.
I don't send text messages, Mr. Pitman. I call and leave voicemails.
Okay. If you called and left a voicemail, I probably didn't receive it then because I haven't heard from anybody. I haven't heard anything, so I apologize. Can you repeat to me what number you have on file?
Oh, we'll have to do that in open court.
Or can I just give you my number so?
Give us just a moment. Just give us a moment.
Okay. 517-285-0149.
Correct.
Somebody peeking through the door?
Yes.
Thank you. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Foster Pitman 24-03337. Counsel, I'll take your appearance since you're here.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Pitman in file 24-0333701.
Okay, Mr. Pitman, I issue a bench warrant on this. You actually appeared for an arraignment, so you received a next court date. There would not be a text message sending you another court date. You were supposed to be before me on January 14th. You failed to appear. You are here now. I'm going to quash the bench warrant. I'm going to tell you your next court date. It's your responsibility as an adult to keep up with your court dates. I don't care if you don't get anything in the mail, and you probably will never get a text message from the court telling you when to appear to court. It's up to you to put it down in wherever you keep your court dates, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
April 8th.
April 8th at 8:30.
April
is your
8th.
next court. Correct, at 8:30. We have the same number your attorney has. And so if your attorney calls and leaves you a voicemail, you need to stop screening your phone calls and call her back.
Okay.
Now, as to the speeding, when are you paying it?
How do I go about paying that? I need to come
You
into.
get $192 and you bring it to the court.
Okay, I didn't know if I could make the payment over the computer. That's why I was asking.
You can make it online using your your case number, but there is a transaction fee that will attach to it. So it's a little bit more than $192 if you make it online. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
You intend to pay, and how much are you going to pay it all at once, or do you need a payment plan?
I would need a payment plan.
Okay. When are you going to make the first payment, and how much is it going to be?
The first payment will be this Friday. I would like to have this all paid off by the 8th of April. So I'm just gonna try to. I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna make weekly payments of about $40 to make sure that by the next time I have court, this should be paid off.
Oh, okay. If you make it online, you'll be fine. You would not be able to make an in-person payment this Friday, but I'll know that you'll pay. How much you going to pay on Friday?
Wait, you said I won't be able to make it in person?
You can't make it in person on Friday because we're going to be closed for inventory. So if you need to make
can I do Thursday?
You absolutely can. How much you going to pay on Thursday?
$40.
And you're going to pay $40 per week. Is that your plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll note that in the files. I'll take care of your show costs, and then we'll see you April 8th at 8:30. And your attorney is going to reach out to you about the other file prior to, okay?
I just have one question. Okay, I'm looking at the text messages I received on December 10th from a 28350. It says you are subscribed to receive text messages from the Office of Public Defender. By accepting this, you acknowledge.
Mr. Pitman, that's after you get arraigned and are assigned an attorney, that's an automated message. The attorneys don't necessarily use that.
Okay, I apologize. I thought that was
prefer
going to be my. Okay.
And just for your clarification, the Office of Public Defender is not the court. That's your attorney's office. We don't send, they don't send out court dates. They're letting you know
Understood.
that you will be in contact there, but you got a call from your attorney versus a text message, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you will not ever receive any text messages from this court, okay? Just so we're clear.
Okay.
We'll see you April 8th.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Trent Hart. Trent Hart, can you start your video, please? Okay, this is State of Michigan versus Trent Hart, 24-00627. Mr. Hart, you owe $210. When are you gonna pay that?
Well, I gotta pay this 4,000 to Eaton County off in the next 4 months. So I gotta pay 700 a month to them. Could I pay like can I do 30 a month? Cause that 700 a month I really gotta pay right now.
Okay, when are you gonna make your first payment?
I can make it out of my next check in 2 weeks.
So I don't know if you'll pay $30 per month, beginning. Your 2 week payment, what is that, the 14th or the 21st? When do you get paid?
I get paid the 21st.
Okay, I'll say beginning the 21st, you'll make a payment of no less than $30 the 21st of each month until paid in full, okay?
All right, thank you.
You're all set for today. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Keith Wimberly, 24-03424. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Wimberly, who is standing to my right.
Okay, Mr. Wimberly, scheduled for sentencing today. I do have a pre-sentence report that was prepared on the 20th of February. Council, did you get that?
I did, Your Honor.
Do we need to make updates, corrections, or deletions?
Not any typical ones, Your Honor. I would like to address a couple of things in allocution.
You can address the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did review this report and in particular, the overall impression of Mr. Neves with Mr. Wimberly. And I think the biggest thing of note with Mr. Wimberly today is, I think, a little bit of a difference from the impression Mr. Neves was getting at the time. I can certainly see where Mr. Neves is getting some concerns from the conversation that he may have had back when this report was prepared. What Mr. Wimberly is talking to me about today is the understanding that a substance abuse issue is at the heart of most, if not all, of his problems. And until he gets that in control, that in hand, nothing else in his life will kind of come into clarity here. To that end, what he would really like to do is attend a rehabilitation program or an inpatient substance use program. I think he believes and knows that that's really the only way forward for him, not just regarding this case, but regarding the rest of his life as well. And that would be the full inpatient in-house rehabilitative program. Because I think Mr. Neves has some fair concerns here. I believe that he thinks that probation is the way for him to do that, as probation is the way that he would be able to get, or at least eased into finding a rehabilitation program or an inpatient substance use program, as well as giving him the opportunity to see if he can make it work here. He has completed probation successfully before. He did note to Mr. Neves that he would be willing to comply with any of the terms of probation here, and in particular that rehabilitative program that I've mentioned. I would also note it's not directly commented on in the probation sentence, but there was a kill agreement between myself and the prosecutor here for no further upfront jail. So given that multitude of things, Your Honor, I would ask the court to at least consider very seriously for Mr. Wimberly a term of probation that would require inpatient or rehabilitative programming to address the substance use issue here. Thank you.
Did your client want to make a statement at all? I can believe that you're sorry about what you did, but I see a pattern, a history, at least in the last 4 years, of similar behavior. And I agree with your attorney that this is obviously directly linked to a substance abuse issue. Is it your intention to get that addressed?
Yes.
He was obviously not screened as part of this because it wouldn't be required, I'm sure. I didn't require substance abuse and it was a retail fine. Let's see. And so your request is for him to do a term of probation and get some treatment?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Has he already began any treatment or identified some?
I do not believe he has at this time, Your Honor. He is involved with CMH and their program, but I don't believe that has yet come to an inpatient program that I think he believes is what's really required here to address this issue.
Okay, there was a killer group for no upfront jail, and so if I were going to sentence you to upfront jail, I'd have to give you your option or right to withdraw your plea. I also think that even the report clearly indicates an issue with severe substance abuse and substance use, which apparently was disclosed to the author of the report. And so the recommendation could have been different, because I also see where he successfully completed probation before. And so that's a feat in and of itself. For you to have a severe drug issue and be on probation and you successfully completed it, means there's some will there and some ability to follow court order. I know that this charge wasn't issued until after the fact. There also was a statement, I think, about the underlying issue here is his belief that someone was gonna pay for the stuff for him or something. So
That's correct, Your Honor.
that could be a mental health issue as in addition, or it could be even related to, or a combination of the substance abuse. I think a term of probation is appropriate. I do need to have him screened. So I will deviate from the recommendation. I'll sentence him to 9 months probation. Screened.
And by screen, do you mean the substance abuse assessment that probation does?
Yes.
Thank you.
And then he'll be ordered to participate in some intense outpatient or inpatient treatment if that's an option. While on probation, you're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You're not to use alcohol, marijuana, or controlled substance without a valid prescription. You understand that? You will be required to submit to random preliminary breath testing and urinalysis testing, and you're responsible for the cost of that, okay? You're not to be at any bars or nightclubs while on probation. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
There was no restitution, correct?
There was not. Your Honor.
Okay. At this time, I'm not clear that he's able to work. I don't know what his circumstances are.
I believe not, Your Honor, but that is something I think he's discussing with CMH in the course of his treatment.
So at this point, we'll focus on the treatment because I think that's the primary concern. You completed to 10th grade? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. If anything, we'll get you enrolled in a GED program. On probation. Okay, you have any questions about that?
No.
There's a $75 crime victim rights fee that must be assessed, plus a $50 statement of cost that also must be assessed. Probation is $30 per month. Site fees. So that's $270. I'm gonna waive discretionary fines and costs. So your total fines and costs would be $395. You'll make monthly payments on that, okay? So it's about $44 a month. But understanding that finances may be a concern, I want you prioritizing your testing and treatment for now, okay? Last but not least, is an advice that writes us to probation. It gives you the right to request early discharge from probation once you complete half of the term that I've ordered you to complete, so long as you have completed the programming, which I'm ordering you to do some substance abuse treatment and work on your GED. If you're compliant in that, then I'll consider early discharge after about 4.5 months, okay?
All right.
No problem. You're ready to make such a request. If your probation officer doesn't make that request on your behalf, you would just ask him for the form to make an early request, okay? If I set it for a hearing, you have the right to hire an attorney to represent you for any hearing. You do not have the right to a court-appointed counsel for any hearing for early discharge, but I normally just review them off the paperwork. I don't normally set it for a hearing. Do you have any questions about that? No checking with probation when you leave here today. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're all set. Mr. Heredia, your matters were not pursuant to a plea agreement, I think, so you're all set. They were dismissed. Yes, your matters were dismissed.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You can be seated. Thank you.
Victims here, Ramos Washington. The victim from probation violation.
I can appreciate that.
That is, but they're quite spirited. I saw them. They're for Forest or for Forest? Where did Mr. Nagel? What happened to Mr. Nagel? Let's see. For the case in, I forgot all about that case. Do you know? Because I tried to give them one of these dates and they didn't respond. Exactly.
Ramos Washington.
That is me.
Oh, that is you, okay. Apparently there's-
I don't know, we're scheduling in April right now. I would have to have a clear day. I gotta go there. And they do. Okay, Mr. Rowley, who do you have?
I have Matthew Wolf here.
That's Matthew Wolf. Matthew Wolf is supposed to be here at 8:30.
Yeah, the same.
File number 23-03-207 ST. Appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor, Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Wolf.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, why are you late?
Because I was at work till 3:30, Your Honor, and I woke up late. There's no excuse. Sorry.
I understand. I'll flush the warrant. I just want to know why you're late. You know you could have appeared via Zoom, correct?
Huh?
You know you could have appeared via Zoom?
Well, they told me on the piece of paper that I had to be in person. It says in person on my piece of paper.
It does say you must appear in person, probably because of the history of non-appearance, but if you had logged in on this matter, it's a driving while license suspended, we could have taken care of it.
Sorry.
You're fine. How are we proceeding on this?
And we're going to be requesting another pre-trial conference date. We expect we will have a resolution by then.
Was there an offer?
There is an offer for the defendant to plead guilty to no operator's license on person. It's my understanding that the defendant is looking into his licensing issues and is considering that offer.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so he's looking into whether or not he can reinstate his license? Maybe go to the licensing restoration clinic that's coming
Yes.
out?
Yes, Your Honor. I've been trying to get down there to renew my ID too. I was supposed to do it
You're
on
gonna
my
look right
birthday,
here.
but I work so
They've
much.
got a clinic, and I know you're gonna work, but these clinics are great because they'll have resources there. They'll have money available to help people pay off their fines if they can't afford it. So you wanna you want to set your alarm and you want to make an appointment and you want to try to get to this clinic on that date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So because the clinic is coming up and you're gonna attend, I'm gonna give you an extension.
Yes, ma'am.
March 31st at 10:30. March 31st at 10:30. And you're free to log in via Zoom, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me get you a notice to appear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Who do we have next? You can give me your notice. Wait a minute. Wait for your notice. Do we have anybody else? Ms. Schroeder?
Yes, Miss Delaney's in the hallway. I sent an email just now to Mr. Nagel.
Oh, okay.
I'm drawing up a plea sheet, Your Honor. We'll be ready to go on, Mr. Lee.
All right, I'm just I'll go collect her in the hallway. Thank you.
Perfect. Show cause and signature. I'll check signature for show cause. They didn't come. So. Sure. No, the time changes next week. I'm getting spring ear on. Oh, spring in my heart. Let's see here. Closed part. Let's be a city case. Closed part, yeah. Works after that. Yes, that way. Here. Okay, that was Delaney. Is Donald Nadeau and company downstairs? And Clinton County writ.
Yes.
Who's representing him?
I am.
You want us to bring him up?
Wait for his appearance on that.
Oh, okay, sounds good. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Donald Nadeau, 23-02626, appearance please.
And I go for the people. Jacob Rowley on behalf of Mr. Nadeau.
This was a malicious destruction of property. Or you're waiving his appearance for this purpose?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that the global resolution is being worked out whereby Mr. Nadeau would plead to something on his case that he has in the 54B court, and that the case here would be dismissed as part of that. We'd be requesting adjournment or reset for that purpose.
I think we had discussed this before, Your Honor. I think that 54B hearing is tomorrow,
Yes, it is tomorrow.
so we don't need to set that far out.
Please let us know in advance next time so that we don't have him written over here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then we can reset it.
March 31st at 10:30.
March 31st at 10:30. Any additional matters on the record for that?
No, Your Honor. Thank
No,
you.
Your Honor.
That's all set. Who's representing Inari Ramos Washington?
That's me. So
You ready on that matter?
I don't believe-
They're on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Well, we're ready to proceed.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Inari Ramos Washington, 25-00393, appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Rowley on behalf of Mr. Ramos Washington.
Okay, Ms. Ramos Washington has a pretrial today for domestic violence, although I do have a PA 53 violation here. Let me see. I need to arrange her on. Ms. Ramos Washington, I have a alleged bond violation And the allegations are that you violated your bond on or about February 10th, 2025 by having direct or indirect communication with a Joshua Dinsmore, and that you were not to be within 2,000 feet of wherever he lives, works, or goes to school, but that there was a violation in that regard as well. You have the right to have a contested hearing on these violations, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney at that hearing. If you're found to be in violation of your bond conditions, your bond can be revoked and you can be sitting in jail while the underlying matter is resolved. Or you can be sentenced to a term of jail for contempt of court order, and the maximum penalty would be 93 days in jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, she wants to plead not guilty to the violation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm assuming that we're setting the underlying matter for final pre-trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
April 7th at 8 a.m.
April 7th, 8 a.m. in person at the court for final pre-trial and hearing on the bond violation.
Pre-trial, April 28th at 8 a.m.
Jury trial, April 28th in person at the court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Final pre-trial then?
April 7th.
Do you have any questions for the court today?
Yes. According to my court order, I cannot make contact or have a third party make contact. I cannot have a police officer.
Let me stop you because I don't want you to say anything on the record that could be used against you. Now, if you have a question about your conditions, that's fine, but don't say anything about the underlying allegation, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I have questions about my court order conditions and how I'm supposed to retrieve belongings to survive.
Okay, you had bond conditions. It looked like you were arraigned by Magistrate Milmore back on February 10th. Let's see, the standard conditions is the no contact order. I'm trying to see if she said, it says, she did not say that you could go once to remove your items. She didn't check that option. I believe that's the actual basis of the allegation. Actually, I read the report, said that you went to go get your stuff. That's the allegation.
With a third party, Your Honor?
Do you still have your personal items at the same address?
Yes, if I may, Your Honor, yes.
Okay.
Miscellaneous.
Okay, and so she needs to get them?
Yes.
Okay. You have a person that can go, you have someone that can go and get them?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is that person?
Duke Carlisle. I believe the police spoke. Yes.
What's his relation?
62.
No, what's his relation to you?
Family friend.
Okay, let's see. Is that the same person as? Willie Carlisle, the same people?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you had contact with your witness at all?
The witness is present in the courtroom.
Oh, where?
Right
Oh, you're the witness. Okay, very good. Okay, we need to make arrangements so that. I'm sorry?
No, ma'am, the witness has contacted me, but I have not reached out back. I'm just looking to get this situation resolved.
That wasn't the question I was asking. I think that the alleged victim is in the courtroom is what my question was, because I'm trying to make arrangements for you to be able to retrieve your items. Can your witness assist with making those items available or time for them to go and get the items?
Yes, absolutely, Your Honor. What's a good day and time for so any Saturday or Sunday would be good for the victim.
Can you go this Saturday and get your stuff and he won't be there? Or would you prefer to be there and have the other guy come? Okay, so you're okay with, was it Willie Collar coming while you're there? Okay, Can Mr. Carlisle come on Saturday or Sunday this weekend?
I would have to check his work schedule. I'm aware yes, ma'am. We can accommodate
Okay.
that for Saturday or Sunday. Is
Okay,
there?
you can, if you can confirm, if that one doesn't work, we'll try for the following Saturday, Sunday. Your responsibility is to confirm that Mr. Carlisle will be able to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll let your attorney know, so he can do this weekend, you think?
Yes, ma'am. How?
Saturday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we need the exact time.
When would the alleged victim prefer that my person come clearing my stuff out and retrieve my animal?
Your Honor, the defendant's friend who's gonna pick up the goods, we're okay with third-party contact for the purpose of picking up.
Okay, so they can make contact, okay.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Let Mr. Carlisle contact the protected party for the purposes of making arrangements to retrieve your personal items, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so I will amend your bond condition for the purposes of that only. That's the only third-party contact you're allowed. Once your items are removed, the third-party contact ends. You're not allowed to have third-party contact again, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Only one question. Am I able to retrieve my animal, my pet, any sooner than Saturday?
The victim's okay with dropping the cat off wherever the defendant would prefer.
The victim wants to drop it off.
We can do that, yes, Your Honor. The victim-
Or she can pick it up.
Or he can pick it up.
Can he pick the cat up?
Yes, he can.
Okay, he can reach out to the alleged victim to make arrangements to retrieve the cat, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I noted that the bond will be amended for the third party contact to arrange a pickup of the cat and personal items only. At the conclusion of this weekend, the third party contact ends. And then as it relates to the bond violation, I'm going to hold it in abeyance. If there's no further violation, I'll dismiss it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Because there should have been a discussion, I guess, at the arraignment about how she's gonna get her stuff. Do you have any other questions today, Ms. Ramos Washington?
No, ma'am. That's pre-trial again on April 28th. I
April
just thought
7th.
That's
Right.
April 27th.
Yes, you gotta appear in person on April 7th, okay?
In person, April 7th. Yes, ma'am.
That's correct. Okay, any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set for today, Mia. We're still working on.
Your Honor, when you see the plea sheet, I wrote DPE for count one, just please dismiss it at the preliminary exam.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want to throw anybody off with a weird academic.
And Mr. Cortez is here on behalf of Mr. Ucinda.
Good morning, Your Honor.
That's right, I'm trying to find page 2. This item. It's only one page. Oh, it's only on one page now?
Oh, is it one page now?
Those are the first ones. These.
Well, there's a bunch of them.
Saw the page 2 in there last week. I know it's in. Oh, there it is.
Hey. I already have page one. Thank you very much.
Here's the one she is. Is that the most recent? Aaron, do you want the most recent?
Sure, why not? Let's make this, let's keep it simple. Hi. Thank you. Magic.
Oh, let me see. Mr. Nagle, when you get a chance.
Yes, Your Honor.
House of Commons is here. Who's in the House of Commons? Anybody's client in House of Commons? I don't know, sorry. Who's here from House of Commons?
Yes.
Who are you logging in?
Christopher Armstrong. I'm trying to.
Thank you.
plug the- I think you should be able to start the video, I think.
There it goes.
Okay.
Who's representing Mr. Armstrong? Is that Mr. Riley?
You're all
Do you need
set?
to speak? Mr. Johnson, I don't believe, this is, I don't think he has an attorney.
That's right.
Mr. Armstrong, I'm gonna put you in a private meeting room with your attorney, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Cortez, you are representing Isidore Ulasenda.
Yes, Your Honor.
They logging in separately from you?
He is supposed to be there in person in the court. He may be in the hallway.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Isidore Ulasenda, 24-03092, council appearance.
Good morning. Your Honor.
Jeff Cordes on behalf of Mr. Uachenda.
There was a date that was reset. This was for 2 counts of operating while intoxicated. Second offense. It says here, there was a screening for 55th that wasn't completed. Has that been completed now? Treatment court, treatment court?
I don't believe so. I spoke with Mr. Uachenda this morning, and no one has reached out to him to start that process.
That's not good.
Yeah, is that something you need me to make a call on? My understanding was this was passed through the court system. I probably got that wrong. So if I need to get the ball rolling, let me know and I can get that started.
I don't make any calls for specialty court. If that's an offer that you all negotiated, the defense counsel typically does that. So I think I set this out in December for him to be screened by 55th. Do you know who the contact is over there for this purpose?
I apologize, Your Honor. I don't know off the top of my head the name of the person, but I do know from past experience, if you just call down and let them know, I think you can just call probation, because I think they share the office. Let them know you have a client that needs to be screened for sobriety court, and they'll put you in touch with the right people, and they'll get the ball rolling for you.
Okay, all right, I will take care of that right
The
now.
prosecutor switched on this, so I'm gonna reset this so that you can make contact with 55th District Court for that purpose, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem.
March 31st.
March 31st. Yes. At 10:30. I'm almost positive that we might need a further time than that, but let me hold that date for now. You'll be in touch with 55th before then, and then get a better gauge of how much time we may need, and then you can email my staff and the prosecutor for a new date if that's needed, okay?
Thank you.
No problem. Any additional matters for today's record?
No, thank you.
You're all set for today, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You ready on Delaney, Marill? Why did I? Oh,
should be.
Armstrong.
Yeah,
Am I seeing Armstrong? Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
I'm so sorry.
Delaney is going to be a no contest plea.
I'm just asking for the police report.
Yeah, it's an email. I don't know if you had a chance to see it.
You did it to me.
Oh, nothing's come through?
Yeah, and that's on me, Your Honor. I had a copy. Apologize.
You said Jim.
I did, Your Honor. This is because of the attachment. It might
Take longer.
take a little bit longer. Yes,
It's, I don't know why. Stuff will go through to her and it won't come to me anyway, so. They'll zap it for me.
Your Honor, if I could approach, I do have the paperwork though, so. Do you want us to stay up here, Your Honor, or just
I think so.
hang out?
I think we should start the report. On the record of the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Michelle Delaney, 24-01797. Appearance for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
And good morning, Your Honor, Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Miss Delaney, who is present and now stands to my right.
Ms. Delaney was scheduled for a pre-trial today. Police officer, let's see here. We admitted count 1 to attempted resisting obstructing. Is that what we're proceeding on today?
It was my understanding at the preliminary exam, Your Honor, that count was dismissed, and then the misdemeanor offenses were set for today as the first pre-trial.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe that was in good.
All the officers failed to appear. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so there's a no contest plea to operating while intoxicated, 93-day misdemeanor and or $100 to $500 in fines, 6 points, and suspended license of 30 days, restitution. A restored license, 150 days, and the people will dismiss the balance of the complaint. Is that a complete and accurate understanding of the offer?
It is, Your Honor.
It is, Your Honor.
You want to accept the offer? Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. I have an advice rights and plea information sheet. It has a signature at the bottom. Is that your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
You read this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand the rights there?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're willing to give up each of these rights in order to enter a no contest plea today?
Yes, sir.
What's the purpose of the no contest plea?
Thank you, Your Honor. It is for civil liability. There were two other cars involved in this crash. We did receive part of discovery in the original felony file, some medical documentation as to at least one of the drivers. Ms. Delaney's indicated she has heard some things regarding the insurance companies doing some things. Based on that, Your Honor, for civil liability, I'd ask that you do this no contest. Thank you.
And so you understand that you're gonna have to give up all these rights, which includes your right to the presumption of innocence. So you're innocent until proven guilty. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to require the prosecutor prove your guilt at trial by proving each element of the charge or charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to see, hear, or question in court any of the witnesses that the prosecutor intends to call. You can waive your silence at trial and testify on your own behalf, or you can maintain your silence and not have silence be used against you. You understand each of those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone threatening you to get you to give them up?
No, Your Honor.
Any promises being extended to you if you waive those rights and enter a no contest plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. Clinton County Waddles.
Understand that if you plead no contest and I find you guilty by way of the no contest plea, it could result in a violation of your probation status.
Yes, sir.
You also understand that a no contest plea could have an impact on where you can travel or get immigration status. So you may want to go on a vacation somewhere out the country, and this could affect that. It also could be a conviction that you may need to report to your employer or put this conviction on a future job application. As to the amended charge, I'm sorry, count 3, which is operating while intoxicated. How do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
Okay, I have Lansing Police Department report 23519011099, date of incident February 3rd, 2023, 6:05 p.m. Officers were dispatched to a car crash at the area of South Martin Luther King Boulevard at or near West Kavanaugh. Upon arrival, officer observed 3 vehicles that had been disabled. On arrival, officer observed a red Jeep and maroon sedan smashed in the left turn lane on MLK north of Kavanaugh. Officer also observed a black SUV facing southbound on South MLK. Officer made contact with the Jeep and who advised that the driver of the maroon sedan, later identified as Michelle Delaney, ran a red light at West Kavanaugh and hit the black SUV. The witness said that black SUV was traveling northbound on MLK and Delaney collided with the vehicle, making it turn southbound. Officer Red, let's see here. The officer made contact with the suspect and advised she was in shock, observed Delaney was unable to stay awake while officer was speaking with her. When officer asked Delaney to tell her what happened, she said it doesn't even matter. Delaney stated she could not find her glasses and she is legally blind, and asked her if she was wearing them during the accident. And someone by the name of Sarah Freeland stated they fell off. Sir did not perform SFSTs. It looks like blood was drawn. Let's see, Officer Meecock found a Hennessy bottle open behind the driver's seat with the small amount left inside. He also found used pre-rolls of marijuana. There was a blood drawn signed by warrant by Judge Simmons on the 3rd of 2023. And let's see, I have a report. Assuming there should be a report with the results. That blood draw. Who has the report from MSP Lab?
I probably have it, Your Honor. I apologize.
No problem. Can you just put the results on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. According to the lab.
I have the affidavit of probable cause, which indicates that the Michigan State Police lab results indicated the presence of methamphetamine. That's all I have. I don't have a lab report though.
I've got several labs, Your Honor. That's what I'm trying to figure out as well. Thank you. Your Honor, I have a lab report that indicates that the defendant's blood resulted in the presence of amphetamine and methamphetamine.
Any additional factual basis?
No, Your Honor.
You need to go off the record. Off the record. Thank you. Let's see, Mr. Raleigh, you're ready with Mr. Armstrong?
Yes, we are.
No. Okay, there we go. On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Christopher Armstrong, 25-00379, appearance for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Rowling, on behalf of Mr. Armstrong.
Mr. Armstrong was scheduled for pre-trial on domestic violence today. Let's see, he's appearing from Zoom. I think he's at the House of Commons. How are we proceeding on this?
Be requesting the final pre-trial.
Is there an offer?
There's no offer at this time.
On pre-trial April 7th at 8 a.m. April 7th at 8 a.m. How long is he in House of Commons?
Your Honor, he expects to be there for 90 days, but he doesn't have a definite out date yet.
He can appear via Zoom for a final pre-trial, as can the alleged victim. Jury trial, April 28th. April 28th, 8 a.m. in person for jury trial.
April 28th at what time?
You have a final pretrial, April 7th, 8 a.m. You can appear via Zoom for that. And then your jury trial date is April 28th. You must appear in person 8 a.m. in the morning.
So April 7th is the pretrial.
Final pretrial.
At what time?
That's gonna be at 8 a.m.
AM. And then April 28th is, I'm sorry, I'm
Jury
writing this
trial.
down. Jury
No
trial.
problem. Jury trial.
Jury trial at what time?
8 a.m.
Oh, both at 8 a.m.
That's
This will be with Zoom.
No, you must appear in person for jury trial. The final pretrial, you can appear via Zoom.
Okay, and the Zoom information will be the same.
It's the same login as today, correct?
Okay, I got it all.
No problem. I'll make sure someone sends a notice to House of Commons for your attention, okay?
Thank you.
Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, Mr. Armstrong.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, but back on the record in the people of the state of Michigan versus Michelle Delaney, I had read the report into the record for factual basis, but I'm not clear how we want to proceed.
Your Honor, at this time, we would be asking that the court adopt as part of the factual basis, the trace amounts of methamphetamine were the intoxicating under the influence substance. Because methamphetamine is a controlled substance and it could impact driving.
Okay, well, we read the results from the lab.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Any other factual basis?
No.
No.
Okay, the court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept the no contest plea. I find the reason for no contest plea due to civil liability appropriate. The entry of guilt will be made by way of no contest plea. This matter, and also find your plea be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. This matter is set for sentencing April 28th at 9 a.m. When you leave here today, you're gonna go down one floor to the 5th floor. You need to check in with our probation department. They'll get you set up for pre-sentence interview. You will also need to undergo a substance abuse assessment prior to your sentencing, okay?
Your Honor, I'm on the Clinton County, dropping it reality 5.
Okay.
Is that something that they can run with each other, or
That's something that what can run with each
can
other.
the pretrial services here communicate with Holly Waters?
If you mean you recently underwent a substance abuse assessment, then our probation department can get you to give a clearance for them to get a copy of that substance abuse assessment. If you've not, you still gotta go do a new one here.
Okay.
Okay, but I have not said how I was gonna sentence you, so I don't know that you'll be having probation concurrent, if that's what your question was.
Well, just more the, I'm on disability and I know the assessments cost $175, so they waived that for me and just have me dropping at 5 random times a month at reality. Would that be acceptable to you?
You've not had a assessment done? Okay, but you've been on probation for how long?
I just got out on December 10th and when they started that, I dropped 3 times since then.
Okay, our probation department has the ability to do an assessment.
Do they have any offerings for that are not out of pocket?
They do not, however, I can waive the fine or waive the cost associated if that becomes an issue, okay?
I would be so grateful.
Okay, there's also options for some places in Ingham County that do also offer assessments that are affordable, but nonetheless, we'll get you checked in. You'll provide that information that you just shared with me to the probation department downstairs, because you not only need an assessment, but they need to get you prepared for your pre-sentence interview. And so that the information about what you're doing in Clinton County will be relevant as well, okay?
Thank you so much.
No problem. How long are you on probation in Clinton County?
A year.
Okay, Any additional matters for today's record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Could I just get the date in April and time again for sentencing?
28/9.
Oh,
Thank you. Very good. Any additional matters for the record?
no, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, can you, Yeah. You can have it. Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, and Kevin Johnson, I think you need to speak to.
Yes, Your Honor,
Okay.
we don't get the court spray for that. It's,
Yeah. Okay, we can take, I don't have anybody else here, I don't believe. Ray, Laney or Ray present at all?
No, you're.
Lanier Ray?
you want to wait on that or you want to go on the record? for Mr.
I'll wait while you go and speak with Mr. Davis.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, we're ready for the counsel.
Okay, on the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Kevin Johnson, 24-02457. Appearance for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Okay, and then Mr. Johnson's appearing without counsel today. Okay, today was the date set for pretrial. This is for improper registration fees paid. Was there an offer on this at all?
There's no offer at this time, Your Honor. However, I think we're going to request a second pretrial. It looks like we have a plan for a way forward in this matter to get a swift resolution. However, as part of that, I've recommended to the defendant that he hire counsel in order that this be managed correctly. I would ask for a second pretrial to give the defendant time to hire counsel and then for the lawyers to get together prior to the next hearing.
So you want an opportunity to hire an attorney?
Please.
March 31st at 1:30. March 31st at 1:30.
Yeah.
Okay, any additional matters for the record today?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're all set.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What's up with this one? Let's see.
Yeah.
What do I have? Browser file. Is somebody? Oh, this is the email from Mr. Nagel. It looks like the parties have resolved the issue. This is for Bowser.
Oh, for Bowser. Yes, Your Honor. That's
We need to dismiss. Yeah, it's a.
yes, please. Yes, yes. That
Okay.
they worked it out between he and the neighbor. I think he spent the weekend in jail, unfortunately.
Well,
He failed to appear at
He
hearing.
he did.
Yeah.
Which case is not.
It was
Mr. Bowser, Michael Bowser.
Matt. Oh, God, no, it was Matt Samuel.
Let's see. Said